Researchers have found that even more than IQ, emotional awareness and the ability to handle feelings is a better determinant of success and happiness in later walks of life. John Gottman, the writer of Emotion Coaching, The Heart of Parenting. When it comes to emotion coaching, we have to remember that all feelings and emotions are valid, but not all responses and actions are acceptable. This is especially important when it comes to responding to children's emotions. Throughout this speech, I hope to inform and demonstrate to you the steps of emotion coaching. Step 1, be aware of your child's emotions. Step 2, recognize emotions as an opportunity to connect or teach. Step 3, verbally label emotions. Step 4, communicate empathy and understanding. And step 5, set limits and problem solve. Let's first ask ourselves, why is emotion coaching important? Knowing that your child's emotion-driven behavior is normal helps, but then having the tools to help them cope with those emotions when they arrive is even better. When it comes to emotions, you either control your emotions or your emotions control you. Without emotional intelligence, we are unable to step back and view the situation in its entirety, understanding that every person involved has their own perspective and stories that is affecting their responses. So let's start with step 1. Be aware of your child's emotions. Observing your child's behavior is extremely important because it helps you recognize your child's temperament, triggers, and usual responses. Every child responds very differently to each situation. However, every child should feel seen and heard, while also, hopefully, getting tools to help them cope with those emotions. Step 2. Recognize that emotions are an opportunity to connect or teach. The most effective emotion coaching takes place as the emotions rise up and bubble over. What'd you say? But we can't wash our hands out here. Step 3. Labeling the emotion. Labeling emotions helps us, along with children, recognize how the emotion is controlling our behavior. Children feel emotions throughout their entire bodies, as if they are the clothes that they are wearing. Every emotion felt feels as though it will last forever. Labeling the emotion helps the child see that it's normal for emotions to arrive, but they are constantly changing, just like the weather. Can you tell me what's wrong? Do you feel frustrated?
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you feel frustrated? No, we can't use that sink. No, ma'am, do not turn it on. Step 4, communicate empathy and understanding. After labeling an emotion, the very next step must always be empathy. Empathy helps everyone feel heard, and it also creates trust between the parent and the child. A child will not hear you or your coaching until they first feel heard by you. This requires empathy. I'm sorry, I see that you're upset. I understand that you're sad and upset because you can't use the sink. And I'm sorry that you feel that way. Step 5, set limits and problem solve. This last step is very dependent upon each specific situation. It's important to set limits with a child so they understand how they can effectively express their emotions. Setting limits is telling a child, I see your feelings. They are real. However, this response is not okay. Then, helping them come up with a solution if needed. However, we can't use our whining voice. You can use your words to communicate. And I'm sorry we can't use the sink, but that's mommy and daddy's rule. So we need to use the bathroom sink. Do you understand? Yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am? Yes, ma'am? In conclusion, if we solve children's problems for them, they will be unable to solve them independently in the future. Teaching children to label, understand, communicate, and respond to their emotions will improve every single aspect of their life. Helping your child solve problems encourages them to come up with solutions on their own. Guiding them through this process will help them gain more confidence and control. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you learned more about the steps of emotion coaching.